Hey y'all, welcome to No Invite Necessary. I'm your host, Nolita, aka the Mona Lita, and this is a podcast where I bring you real stories of dreamers, hustlers, grinders, and doers who have learned to thrive in the face of challenges, setbacks, and the twists of life. Now today for my season finale, I want to share something that has been grounding and life-changing for me. My wake, walk, water, and weight practice. This one's personal, y'all. Over the past few months, I've taken time to reevaluate my habits and my patterns, and I noticed how much I used to just rush through my day, my meals, my thoughts, and even my prayers. Slowing down has allowed me to truly reconnect with my faith, my purpose, and myself. Today, I'm sharing this practice in hopes it can help some of y'all who might feel like you're always on or living in constant motion. You know what I mean. And by the way, if you've noticed the extra polish on my episodes, I recently took a course called My 7-Figure Podcast Bootcamp, and I see the results. I see the shifts. I see the changes. I love it. Now, if podcasting is on your heart, check the show notes for my link to join. Now, before I dive in, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Thoughts Become Things by the Millen Twins. Their empowering merchandise, like the shirt I'm wearing today, is all about manifesting positivity and embracing your dreams. Check out their collection at millentwins.com and get inspired to transform your thoughts into reality. All right, let's get into it. Wake, walk, water, and wait.
No invite necessary. No invite necessary podcast on the road.
Now, first up is wake. When I say wake, I don't just mean open your eyes. I mean, allow yourself to truly wake up to the day, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. I used to leap right out of the bed and into my to-do list with my mind racing at full speed from the very second that my alarm went off. But these days, I actually start by staying in bed for a good 30 minutes, giving myself time to adjust, to just be. I use that time to pray, to stretch, and to feel gratitude for another day ahead. And I actually purchased a lockbox that I put my phone in before bed. And baby, when I tell you, it is a game changer, okay? The phone stays locked away until I fully embrace my morning without distractions. I'll set a timer on it, and that phone is locked away until I've had my full 30 minutes of prayer, stretching, and mindful wake-up time. No doom scrolling, no distractions, just me, my thoughts, and God. It's actually kind of wild how much mental clarity this gives me. Now, this morning routine reminds me of Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. I needed that scripture in my life more than I realized. There's power in stillness, y'all. And I know a lot of us don't think we have time for it, but in those still, quiet moments, I find clarity. If you're always waking up to chaos, I encourage you to set aside even just 10 minutes in the morning. Let those first few moments guide your day and not the noise of the world. Here's a question I want you to reflect on. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Are you grounding yourself, or are you diving head first into the demands of the day? Next is walk. Now, being that I'm from the west side of Chicago, y'all know that I grew up walking fast everywhere. Even if I wasn't in a hurry, I'd be walking fast through life like I was always late. But one day it hit me. Why am I rushing? What am I actually missing? These days when I go for a walk, I take it slow. I consciously remind myself to feel the ground beneath me, breathe in deeply, and look around. It's a reminder that life is happening right here, right now, and I don't want to miss it. There's a verse in Proverbs 4:26 that says, "Give careful thought to the paths for your feet and be steadfast in all your ways." Slowing down doesn't just help me appreciate my surroundings. It also helps me focus on where I'm headed. If I'm constantly racing, I'll overlook the beauty and the lessons that are right in front of me. Here's a tip for you. Try scheduling a slow walk into your day. Just one. Leave your phone, let go of any destination, and just walk. Notice how your mind clears, and God will allow your spirit to feel lighter. Here's a reflection question for you. What are you missing when you're constantly moving fast? Let's talk about water. Now, Yes, this is about drinking water, but it's also about nourishing ourselves in the simplest ways. I realized that I used to eat and drink so mindlessly, rushing through meals, barely pausing to taste anything. So now when I eat, I take a sip of water every few bites and I let myself slow down. It's become more than just hydration. It's a way for me to appreciate the food, the moment, and if I'm with someone, the conversation. There's a beautiful truth in Ecclesiastes 3:1. There is a time for everything. That includes time to nourish ourselves. Eating slower has not only made me feel better physically, but it's also helped me emotionally. I'm not rushing through meals anymore like they're another task just to check off of a list. I'm being present and I'm honoring what my body needs because he only gives us one and our body is our temple. Even in something as simple as drinking water, I'm finding a connection to the moment. Now, I have a challenge for the listeners. At your next meal, try drinking water every few bites. See if it changes how you feel, both physically and emotionally. And finally, there's weight. Now, this might be the hardest one, y'all. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to be real with you. Waiting means not feeling like you have to respond to every call, text, or email right away. I used to feel like I had to be on 24/7, almost as if I was letting people down if I didn't respond instantly. But that habit was draining me, completely depleting my spirit. I realized I wasn't giving myself space to just focus on my own life because I was always answering the world's call. Philippians 4:6 says, do not be anxious about anything. Waiting is a form of faith, trusting that what needs your attention will still be there when you are actually ready for it. So I've started being okay with letting notifications sit. Sometimes I even put my phone in that lockbox during the day. It's a reminder that I have the right to set my own pace, to take my time, to respond when I'm ready. Let me share a real moment where I've had to practice a different form of waiting, though. And not just any kind of waiting, but waiting with grace and seeking God's guidance. Earlier this year, I finished the manuscript for a deeply personal children's book dedicated to my great-grandmother, who shaped so much of who I am today. Now, the illustrations were a critical part, naturally, of a children's book, of bringing the story to life. So I found an illustrator, we signed a contract, and I paid over $5,000 for the work. Yet, here I am, since May, months later, with nothing to show for it. Now, my emails demanding the work or a refund have gone unanswered. At this point, for nearly 60 days by the illustrator. And it's a situation that makes me want to react immediately, fueled by my anger, frustration, and a number of things. But instead, I'm practicing the wait, and I do value the lesson I learned that I was no longer afraid to invest in myself, something I had never done before. I finally took a leap, and I bet big on me and my goals. But I am waiting to hear God's voice on how to move forward, waiting so that whatever step I take isn't driven by rage, which I feel, but actually being led by faith. Waiting is tough, but as Philippians 4:6 reminded us earlier, do not be anxious about anything. It's a reminder that even in uncertainty, God is in control. And sometimes waiting is the wisest action. Here's my takeaway for you. Next time you feel that urge to respond right away, try waiting a few minutes. Take a breath and decide if it's really something that needs your attention right now. So, what's the bigger impact of all of this slowing down, right? It's allowed me to be more connected to my faith, my purpose, and the people around me. By giving myself permission to be still, to slow my steps, to drink mindfully, and to wait before reacting, I'm noticing God's presence more than ever. When we're rushing, we're not only missing out on life's beauty, but we're also missing out on those moments where God is speaking to us. He's showing us the way forward, but we have to be still enough to hear it. I'm learning that slowing down doesn't mean you're falling behind. It means you're creating a space to truly live. As Psalms 27:14 says, wait for the Lord, Be strong and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. That's actually what this entire season has taught me. That sometimes the greatest growth comes from patience, from not always pushing forward, but allowing ourselves to receive what life has to offer. All right, family. Now, as I close out season 1, yes, this is the finale episode. This is the finale episode. As I close out season 1, I want to thank each of you for being here, for tuning in, for subscribing, for sharing, for commenting, for encouraging. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing your journeys with me as well. I encourage you to take these 4 practices: wake, walk, water, and wait. And I want you to try them in your life. Even just one. Give yourself permission to slow down, to breathe, and to connect more deeply with yourself, your faith, and those around you. Let me know how these practices go for you. Share your experience on Instagram and YouTube. Tag me using #NoInviteNecessary because I want to celebrate your wins with you. Girl, we in this. Bro, we in this together. Family, we in this together, okay? Don't miss out on extra content and exclusive free tools I only share with my email subscribers. Now, how do you get access to them? You head over to noinvitenecessarypod.com to sign up. And another thing. Here's a sneak peek, okay? The season 1 workbook, it exists. And it's coming soon. And it will be packed with exercises to help you reflect and grow from everything we've covered this season. Trust me, baby, this is something you don't want to miss, okay? And if this season has brought you some value, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me reach more dreamers, hustlers, grinders, and doers. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, it's your journey, your hustle, your rules. That's season 1, y'all. Bye.
Hustlers and dreamers paving their own way. No invite needed, just passion you need. Through challenge we conquer, planting our seed. It's your journey, your hustle, your rules. Grinders never back down, we break all the rules. Through storms we rise, in the dark we shine. On the road to success, our victory is defined. No invite necessary podcast. No invite necessary.